Hello and welcome back to Panzer Corps and Guderian's attempt to take Moscow in 1941. I forgot to make a save again, so I cannot show you the setup phase. We are already in replay mode, but nothing interesting happened there, because around Kiev, Guderian had almost no losses, so I had to put in, I think, 2 overstrength points on artillery, and yeah, I think that's it. I didn't buy any other overstrengths, and yeah, but anyways, we will do a quick sweep around the battlefield just to give you an impression of how big this one is. There's nothing interesting in the north, that's preset. Well, around Belch, I have deployed quite an artillery heavy force in order to maybe break it on the first turn. I tried to get full overstrength on all my artillery units, so that's all. The other units are as we left them at Kiev. Then a very heavy force concentration in the center. A lot of artillery there. I bought another Flammenpanzer here, the first one for Guderian, but we already tested it at Rommel and it worked out perfectly. Yeah, the Air Force concentrated here. Those will move up in a pincer maneuver and meet with the center force. Yeah, and a very heavy force this time in the south. So I've deployed a lot of Fallschirmjägers. I thought about maybe converting them, but then I thought, well, I can always rail transport or use the airfields to drop them off somewhere in the back in the cover of rain, maybe. So let's see how that turns out. So there are a lot of infantry units that have no transports on them. So that's the Fallschirmjägers. And I even have a Gebirgsjäger here without transportation. So let's see if that slows us down or if that is actually the way to go. We have extreme amounts of prestige and I'm intent on growing it. Time limit is very harsh, only 17 turns for us. So let's see what we can do and let's start off the mission. We're starting in the south by surrounding this tank. Mass attack here dramatically improves your chances, and you can still do it better. You will notice once the game progresses that this absolutely was not my A game. And yeah, the reason is I'm not really feeling sick, but not really feeling fit as well. So I'm on the verge on getting sick, and I was thinking about not doing the commentary on this video today. But then I found a nice comment on one of my videos, and now my motivation is back. But it's a lot of small things that accumulate, and if you compare that to my Kiev performance, that was top notch. I was very concentrated there, and this one more felt like playing it on autopilot. So a lot of small mistakes, and you will see how that accumulates, and you will notice our forces get demolished in the process. So it starts off here. Mass attack bonus used here, but then do not attack with the Panzerjäger on this tank, but wait till this tank arrives, use the mass attack bonus on this, and then destroy it. So that seems like it doesn't matter, but trust me, things like that will accumulate over time, and if you're complaining about the bad RNG, those are the things you have to do to force your luck. Yeah, nothing special there. Now I jump to the north. Once again, doing the artillery the other way around would be more efficient. Yeah, and then we're simply approaching. It's a lot of jumping back and forth between different locations of the map. Nothing to do about that here, but we're still attacking this city. I brought in the scout to finish off that unit, and then I decide to go in here first, just to get a little bit more vision around here. Then we're jumping to the north, south again, just to get more vision and to be able to make better decisions on how to deploy the Air Force. Yeah, we got rid of the T-34. We want to get rid of the vision here. We're getting stopped by a tank, that's pretty annoying. And I absolutely want to get rid of this one, because now the vision of the enemy is dramatically reduced. And I'm not making only bad decisions, don't worry. Yeah, the fighter had a double purpose here, finishing off the unit and at the same time protecting this bomber because it is in vision range. Protecting your units here against the enemy air force is one of the major issues actually. Yeah, then we're moving up our Fallschirmjägers. And yeah, trying to clear a corridor for our forces to advance. And yeah, trying to clear out all the enemy tanks in the front line in one sweep. And I want to stay out of vision range for the moment. And we are playing this semi-blind, so of course you can do it better like this, but I'm only using the information I actually scout. Yeah, you see? Didn't know it was there. Obviously it's better to go around here, but I wanted to surround it and push it into the swamp. Yeah, here the Air Force is coming. Actually, I've never seen the enemy turn on the Moscow scenario. So this is a huge amount of units. Let's stop for the moment. Let's take a look. That's absolutely enormous. Okay, there are reserve forces there. Moscow is pretty well defended. So let's zoom out a little bit. Yeah, this defensive line is very open at the moment. So that reflects the historic situations pretty well, actually. I have to drink some tea meanwhile. Like I said, I'm not feeling great right now. And yeah, huge air force. And actually the trenches are manned very thinly. So if you want to be really quick, just push through it at certain points. And yeah, spearhead ahead, I guess, with the center force. And let the others do the taking of the cities. Maybe that's a way to do it very quickly. I never managed a decisive victory here, but I'm always trying to get all of the victory locations. Yeah, pretty interesting view, I think. So let's continue. They're concentrating their forces. Never knew about that. Yeah, we are advancing in the north. And now I'm trying defense +2. We are not really lucky on heroes here. We have never been for Guderian, I think. He has accumulation of shitty heroes, I think. So the heroes itself, they are good, but they don't fit the equipment they have. And once again, very important to destroy recon units of the enemy. So I'm not really sure how to do it. Then I decide to bring in a bomber, because it cannot be spotted once the cavalry is gone. And I'm using my Panzerjägers to, yeah, take damage basically. They're the cheapest units I have, so they might as well take the hit. But this one was especially unlucky. The prediction was always 0 losses, I think. Now I'm already in a position to attack the trenches. And I'm already setting up. Yeah, one moment. It's a lot of back and forth here, so nothing I can do about that. I'm destroying the units in the trenches, and at the same time I'm putting units in vision range of the cities to lure the enemy bombers in, where I can finish them off. So that was my thinking here. I could already go for the cities. I have still units there, but I'm planning to back off. And there I think it already starts to go wrong, because I'm simply too slow. I thought I could be much quicker, so I'm very cautious in the beginning. And yeah, as time progresses, I have to get more and more reckless, and my losses will start to grow and grow. You will see that. I think that pretty much yeah, is like the way the Germans must have felt in reality, getting frustrated by the mud and the losses and the never-ending resistance. So we'll see. Yeah, all goes well in the beginning. We're extremely confident. I'm deliberately taking the risk here. This RNG was devastating. But I don't care for those tanks too much. And this time I have a lot of forces in the south. Reasoning behind it, clear this one quickly and use the rail network to distribute the units afterwards. That doesn't work out. But I don't know that yet. Yeah, I'm very cautiously moving here because I have not enough fighters to protect everything. Another mistake. Yeah, we're doing okay here, but as usually the mistake is the first bomber or fighter they send in. Yeah, the traps work out brilliantly, but they do the spotting, and now my artillery is in sight and the counterattack hits me there. That's not bad, but should have thought about that. And I'm trying to cover as much ground as possible now. But this advanced tank really is an issue. I'm missing my scout car. I shouldn't have transferred it to the north. You need the vision here. Because now I'm seeing nothing. That is obviously bad, so I have to do a very cautious advance here. Yeah, and moreover, where are they? Yeah, the Gebirgsjäger, they're already lagging behind because they don't have their Opel Blitzes. I gave them at Rommel. So that's an issue as well. They're not able to reach anything. If they had an Opel attached to it, I could link up with the rest of the army and they could be useful, but this way they're not. So definitely transportation is very valuable on this scenario, even on the Gebirgsjägers. Now I know. So the decisions we made at the Rommel scenario were much better. Yeah, again, concentrating the artillery to clear out the trenches. But when you're not hitting the RNG, this can be a real pain. And now it's snowing anyways, so we're not at any risk getting hit by planes. So I'm surrounding the city. I could have attacked here, would have been much better, but I'm trying to reduce losses here and not taking the risk, waiting for the artillery. One moment. And we are trying to stop the retreating enemy planes everywhere. So we're putting bombers in their way, and yeah, here and in the center as well. Yeah, this one will get away, I guess, but it's no use putting a unit here because the cavalry is going to spot. So our slow approach in the center is going to hurt us here. Again here, I'm not attacking. Of course, I'm waiting for artillery support. You don't have the time. You have to go in. Yeah, stopping the planes works somewhat. Now they are reinforcing like crazy, and there's mud. So this time we are facing a lot of opposition in the center. And yeah, the bulk of our forces is concentrated in the south, so that's not ideal. But at least we managed to take the railway and the railway hub and yeah, the airfield. So that goes according to plan. And now in the rain, the attack is +1 movement. That's actually great for the Gebirgsjäger, because now I can take away their Opel Blitz and they will still be very fast. Because in the rain, initiative is limited, so the likelihood of taking losses despite artillery bombardment is still there. As you can see, defense +3, so now we're getting somewhere with our heroes. This defense hero works on close defense as well. So as you can see, it didn't help to wait. And now we're hampered by the mud, and as you can see, artillery not that efficient in rain. So it did nothing for us to wait. Yeah, and a lot of forces there. Double artillery. And now I'm starting to get worried a little bit. Because we are running in unexpected tough resistance in the center. And I still cannot shoot down the planes. But at least we catch the bomber and the fighter. Yeah, and already the counterattacks are doing a lot of damage. This Turk is practically out of action now. And more reinforcements in the center. Now this will be very tough to take. Yeah, now we can actually shoot at the enemy fighters and bombers. But let's take a look at the railway situation. Doesn't help us much now because we can go here. This one is not open. This one, we will need a lot of time to take it. So my plan to shuffle the units from the south to the center, yep, it won't happen. They will have to wait for 2 or 3 turns there. It's no use moving them through the mud. So those are practically out of action now. We will need to shuffle them in for the fighting. Yeah, once they can do their part, the fight will almost be over. And now I need all my fighters to shoot things down. So none is left for protection. Yeah, and unfortunately we cannot destroy this pioneer. Yeah, and this is a formidable defensive array. At least we should be able to force some surrenders here to get back some of the prestige we're losing. At least the Flambanzer is doing its job. There are 3 artillery batteries here. And you need your tanks to clear out those infantry. Doing it by infantry, yeah, it's possible, but the damage output is simply not that high. So you take, it's less risky, but it takes more turns to destroy them. Worked out nicely here. But usually the infantry tends to do 2 or 3 damage. Now we are clearing some of the enemy fighters again. So the struggle for air superiority does go well. And now we have a window of opportunity to actually move. So we are rushing our forces to the north. And still the forces around Vyazma put up extreme resistance, so that's as well historically correct. They simply refuse to surrender. And now we have a really big concentration of forces here. And I have to be careful because without protection, those anti-aircraft cannons can wreck my mechanized units. Now some of them are surrendering. But even the Katyusha is very resilient. And now I cannot attack those engineers because the Katyusha refused to go down. So those are the small things that really hurt. So you see at the strategic map there's a real bulk of forces in the center, and that gives you an impression how much they're hampering my advance, because they're all, yeah, it's like building a dam and like the water is going to grow. Yeah, I cannot move past it. So they all are stalled here. Yeah, at least at the north. In the north, we were able to finally take the trenches and advance on the city. And now I'm absolutely taking risks in attacking because I cannot afford to get stalled anymore. Yeah. Not too bad. And those engineers are doing their work. Yeah, and the losses are accumulating. Luckily they are run out of ammunition because of our bombardment. This way we were able to clear out the city. And we jump to the north, where we should finally be able to take the city. Yeah, and part of my forces are trying to bypass Vyazma. But it's difficult in the mud. It's simply very slow. So that's not how you imagine a bypass. At least we now have the road, and on the road the units still can move quickly. And yeah, hex field by hex field, we are pushing the pocket towards collapse. But the problem is, that's actually a big issue. My artillery is out of ammunition, so I'm no longer able to protect all of my units by defensive artillery. I even moved in my Wurfrahmen in artillery range in order to protect things. And yeah, I simply hope that these engineers stay on passive mode and just guard their trenches and do not actively attack. Same goes for this anti-tank cannon. This one is in a big danger. So yeah, I rearranged this way. Now we're using air transports to at least cover some ground. Yeah, and the pocket still resists. But now we have another window of opportunity. More rugged defenses. We spot a retreating aircraft. And my hope was that, wow, Knight's Cross. My hope was, with the amount of resistance we met at Vyazma, that it would be easier to break through to the next defensive line. But yet that's not the case. It's key to take this road, Hex defense, but we failed to do it. Yeah, and those engineers are still providing a danger in our back. But now on turn 8, we finally are in a position. Range +1 for the artillery, that's outstanding. We are finally able to secure the city. Yeah, the weather helps a lot. Yeah, now we did it. Defense +2 for the tank. That's great news. Yeah, so let's take a look at the situation. Yeah, we hit the second defensive line. We already breached it. And most of our forces are already way past Vyazma. There's still resistance to clear out there. So especially a lot of my artillery is still in the back. And yeah, now we finally could use the rail transports, but it doesn't help us because then the troops are here and have to go all the way through the coming mud, so that's not an option. We have to reschedule them to go to those cities, but we still have to take them. So yeah, this plan didn't work out too great. Yeah, at least the Fallschirmjägers hopefully can do something. Yeah, maybe we'll watch the movement while we're zoomed out. That's a lot better, I think. The map is simply too big. Yeah. Sorry. Let's take a look what happened. Yeah. This Panzerjäger got bombed, and this fighter, yeah, did nothing because I was prepared for it. yeah, I think we will make a short break because this will be too much for one video, and the map is really big, so I hope you're able to watch it, because it's a lot of jumping back and forth. If you don't know the map, this will be a little bit confusing, I guess, but there's nothing I can do to prevent it. So yeah, we have 9 turns left. We're at the middle of the operation, and we took the first defensive line, and we were attacking the second one, and we still have to take Moscow and those targets in the south. So this will be a little bit tricky to achieve it in time, so let's see if we can do it next video. See you then, bye!